Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermit Skies. And I'll tell you what, I'm so pumped for this episode. Lots of you really like the prank on Jevin. I can't wait to see his reaction. And I think I just punched a torch off of here. Let's put it back, because we don't want things spawning. Let's tidy up this platform as well. I've left behind an iron chest and an iron block. And you'll notice some things have changed over here. It kind of looks like we've got an Enderman in that area. And in front of here I have removed the dark ineffable glass and replaced it with something that looks horrible and ugly. This is actually the shield template from RF Tools. Everything that I've crafted here from RF Tools is pretty cheap to make. I mean, wool we get from string, from trees, lapis and glass, and then we got the shield projector. So obsidian, redstone, gold, all of that stuff with farming, all of that stuff with farming there, right? So if you're following along this series, you'll have all the things that you need to make this yourself. Now, I've been a little bit silly. I've been standing around here flicking this thing, unable to make it work. If we have a look in here, what we can do is change some of the options of the shield that it's going to project over here, because this is a shield projector, right? And we're trying to use this for a transparent effect to walk through. The thing that I forgot to do was to click this thing with a smart wrench. So if I do that, and then if I flick this switch, ooh, it's looking pretty cool. It didn't mimic that texture I put in there. Oh, wow, that is something, right? Now, there's a little bit of a gap up the top there, but I think that's fine. We can work with that. And lag spike, and then I walk forward into this room that I've been working on, and it is cool, but it is populated by Endermen. You're not welcome here. Jeez, you got wrecked. This guy should be one-hit kill. Let's try that again. Bam! See you later, sucker. So this is going to be a little memento room here, and if you think that this wall here looks a little bit odd, it's because I've kind of left it flat so we can actually make more rooms. This might be an entrance into another room as we fill it up. So I've got the little table here with the logo of the first game that we played, and on this side over here, our heads from slaying the different hermits. Oh, it's very cool. And also, because we can shift-click these now, if I shift-click Scar, and then Scar again, I become Scar. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the Skies and the Hermits. And oh, jeez, I never enjoy doing impressions that much. I guess I want Maliva back. Thank you very much. Let's pick up these items. So we're going to turn this off for the moment. It's using up some RF, although actually let's turn it back on. Not very much at all. 8 RF per tick. I mean, that's going to last a long time, but eventually it will run out. So we kind of need to hook it up to the power network that we have. Well, it's not really a network yet, and that's something that I want to address in this episode. I want to be going through Enderio. I want to finish off the quest book that we have here. Let's get all the things from Enderio crafted. And then let's improve the infrastructure of our cables, tidy things up. I mean, look at this jankiness over here. We really need to sort it out, and I've got some good ideas on how we're going to go about doing that. And man, these Endermen, they do not stop spawning. But I tell you what, it's a good thing because we're not farming them yet. And where I've been building with that void stone, it's quite handy being able to kill them and top up our ender pearl supply. But before we get to anything here, first of all, I want to pop into my live stream world and tell you a little story about a certain Joe Hills who plays on this server as well.
Mohahaha, Evil X is taking over this episode.
Oh, no, it's actually me. Hi. Welcome to my live stream world. That's the wrong button. There we go. This is where I play with my patrons when I do a live stream. And on this world, I've learned many of the things that I've been showing you in these episodes. So it's like I play here, I learn the hard way, I go to Hermit Skies, and we do it like a pro. But somewhere along playing here, we decided to start making the base look intentionally ugly. Okay, we call it Jankifying the base, and the idea is that we're going to end up with the ugliest base you've ever seen. And it is pretty horrendous. Alright, it's got things like this, signs, it's got arrows, turn on hammer. I mean, everything here is just designed to be ridiculous. And when you can see stuff like this here, you know I'm a little further ahead than on the Hermit Skies series, but on Hermit Skies it's always about building an awesome base as we go along. But anyway, the story that I want to tell you is that Joe Hills was watching my live stream, and I think he mistaked this for Hermit Skies, and I was talking about how we are intentionally making the ugliest base that we can, and now Joe is going to do the same thing on the server, which I think is going to be absolutely hilarious. Now just give it some thought. When you play Minecraft, you try and make things look nice. There is a little bit of a charm to making things look deliberately awful. It definitely gives it some unique character. And I'll leave that thought with you guys. Let's pop back onto the Hermit Skies world now. So I live stream on a regular basis over on twitch.tv/Asuma. In fact, I live stream on even days of the month, so it's kind of like every other day, but we make it on the even days just so any time of the year you'll know if it's an Asuma stream day or not. As I said, twitch.tv/Asuma is the place. If you follow me on Twitter or you are subscribed here on YouTube, I do upload videos when I go live, so if ever you want to catch it, that's the way. Now you're probably wondering why am I doing this. Obviously, I'm tidying up this area, but we're going to combine this space here with that space over there, and then I'm going to create a rectangle of blocks. We're going to have like a little workstation that we can walk around. It's going to have all of these Enderio machines. It's going to have like automation and stuff set up as well, and I felt like this was a good spot to put it. We've not got a lot to put in either of these spaces, but it's right next to storage. It's right next to our work area. We've got the smeltery here, and power's just over there as well. So it felt like either of these two would be good, but we're probably going to end up making like a lot of machines and a lot of stuff to go here. So we're actually going to make this thing fairly big. I'm setting up a platform here the cheap way, as you can see, using chisel and bits to get more out of individual blocks, which you could do so much of the time. And when you're farming crazy amounts of resources, you don't really need to do that. I was actually crafting loads of this solium, or solarium even, that we need to make these blank soul machines. Now these are made out of those, which are made out of them, which, if I'd have clicked on the right one, because it likes to swap through them, they cost capacitors, and I made a whole stack of capacitors, and that crafted its way up to 1024 of those things, and then with a stack of solarium you only get 8 of these, so it's kind of expensive in a way, and I decided just to use a few of them and place it in like this, which means we can lower it down and you get that gold lip at the edge, which looks really nice. But this space in the middle is now going to be where all of the machines will sit. So I said earlier in this episode that I wanted to tidy up the cables, and then earlier in the season I explained how this is the middle floor of 3 floors. We're going to have one above, one below, and those big purple spaces there, they're like buffer zones for us to have cables and stuff running in between each of the floors. Now to move things around, we don't want to have cables running over the place like this, do we? So I've chosen this conduit facade to be the one that we can run cables through, and so we're going to have little openings like that that are going to be like power bits, right? And so the conduit can come all the way from down below, transfer the power above, and find its way to its new destination, which just so happens to be right next door, as we're going to have one come down from up here, right? This is where... oh, it's already there, yeah. I remember placing it. It's going to come down here, and it's going to go into these red blocks from Enderio, and that's going to power all the machines that are going to be on either side. And that's looking alright. I'd like to do something a little bit more interesting with these conduit facades, and hopefully we'll have more time to play around with that later on. But I'm going to put another one over the back here as well, because we don't always want to send our power upwards. It might be downwards as well. So I figured this would be another spot, and this is probably the way in which these cables that are already going over in that direction will go. They'll just go underneath here and connect to that network. There we go, nice and clean now, right? Although there's still like a massive bundle of cables around here. That looks completely normal though, doesn't it? And I need to grab something from over here. Which one was it? It's the other one on this side. Aha! That didn't actually make anything yet. I was supposed to put those in. Well, while it's doing its job, let's configure this area. So there are some interesting things going on over here. Item buffers. I recently learned about this during Fallcraft. And these are basically like a chest that you can get to work like one of the machines where it moves items in and out of itself automatically. So the idea here is that I can walk up to this and I can configure these things. That's why we're putting alloy smelters next to sag mills, so that I can then configure this stuff to go from the sag mill into the alloy smelter. I don't know how often I'll need that, but I can also use these inventories to store lots of items and then send them to all the alloy smelters at once, because... and I realise I don't have a conduit on me, so I'm going to temporarily break this one. When I hold the conduit, we'll be able to see that there is a network of item conduits back there. So not only can I go into this machine and go, okay, for this next operation we need to do this, and then change the configuration, I can also use these back here to set up extract and insert logics. And so the idea is, whenever I need a job doing that needs a little bit of automation, all of these blocks are put together in a way that they're connected, and I can set them up to do those jobs, which is going to be cool and very helpful, I hope. Now, what was this thing that I was crafting with this ender resonator? There's actually a quest where we need to get a whole bunch of these, which is why I'm not actually going to complete all of these today, because otherwise it will take a very long time. It doesn't look like it's actually detected the one in my inventory yet. I need it to do that, man, because I'm about to use this one for crafting, so I can't hold on to it. Wireless charger, yes, that's right. Okay, this is going to be interesting, because my battery is currently very, very low. So if we go and attach this to... which one has the larger capacity? I think it's this one here. Then that thing should be taking the power from it, and it should be wirelessly transmitting it to me. There we go. And I don't know what the range on that is, so maybe if we go over to the other side of our base, we'll see the number is going downwards now. Yep, it is. We go this way a little bit. It's now going up quite fast. And back down again. So the range is somewhere just around here, which ain't so bad. Maybe the best place for that would be like on the middle of the island. What we'll probably end up doing is running conduits all over the place and crafting a few more, and maybe having one in each corner, so roughly wherever you go it charges you. But we don't need to think about that. There's a couple more machines I'm going to chuck on the end of here, and then this little setup is done. So I'm not sure what other machines there are that I'm actually going to end up using, so we'll probably make a second soul binder and slice and splice, but I'll do that another time. I want to show you the power of this setup right now, okay? So check that out. That is sitting next to an alloy smelter, and then all I should have to do is click on that side to push, and it does it a stack at a time. Wow. And there you go, it's now making that. We also see it disappear because I've set up the item conduits. And I'm not going to make a lot of these because we're really running out of our ender pearls now. I keep killing them as well when the endermen are spawning in the base. But it pushes them through over here automatically because I did a little setup with our conduits right here, right? And when I'm done with it, I'm going to turn those two off. And now it automatically moved them over here. But what I then could do is fill this thing up with ender pearls when we're farming it. And that's just a really great way of automating this stuff. Now, it might even go a little bit further in the future when we integrate it with AE and other things, that this place here becomes a lot more automatic. But that for now is a cracking way of automating, creating some, you know, some things. We've got more though to do. We're going to make some solarium over here, and then on this side we're going to be making some redstone alloys. Let's do another experiment here. I'm trying to push into this bit, and I think it doesn't know... No, it does know what way to do it. I forgot to put those in. Aha, look at that. And then it's putting those in there. Right, so this can help us make a crafter. This I'm not sure is going to be that good or not. I remember using the Enderio crafter before, but we could potentially automate some crafting here, which might work out really well if we're smelting lots of things, and then we could put them on the end here. And again, we can use the network of item conduits to move the items around and automatically craft things. I don't think it's going to be that useful though, but hey, we've made 2 of those for now. The next thing on my list is to work on the smeltery over here, just to make it look nice. Same functionality though. And this thing I believe is causing a ton of lag around here. Okay, and now my frame rates are still a little herky-jerky. Modded is infuriating with the random lag that you get every now and then. It started after I placed that. But anyway, we're just getting a few things out of here. There's been blood and resident ender in here because there have been endermen dropping their feet into there after they've spawned. And actually we can turn that stuff into ender pearls, which is really cool. 24 of them in fact, which is awesome. So we just got to make a gem cast, and we make that using emeralds and gold. So I've got this here, chucked in some gold. I'm basically emptying everything out of here before I dismantle and rebuild this thing. So there we go, we've got some extra gold. I think 2 of them is what it costs to make a cast, and we should have 1 left. We do, excellent. I'll turn it into an ingot, and now we can get some ender pearls from this. There we go. You just need to use the gem cast and it turns it into an ender pearl. So I'm going to put the clock next to that and we'll get a bunch more of those. I found the cause of the lag. Apparently I did a vein miner around here. Yeah, I removed the cobblestone from around the edge and didn't realise it extended all the way over here. So we've been dropping sand into the void. Not very smart. And there goes the lag. We've done a lot this episode, and that looks absolutely class, is all I would say right now. I'm really impressed with how that's turned out, and maybe what we'll do is turn this into an ender chest, so things that get smelted go back into that system. There is also like some conduit facades back there, because we need to automate getting the lava into the tanks. There's now 3 tanks in total. But I thought I'd save that for another day, as I might want to make it its own little lava generator somewhere. So anyway, now what we're going to do is go into the mining dimension. Do I have them in my backpack? I stashed them. Oh no, there they are. Excellent. Yes, we're going to go into the mining dimension and open the chance icosahedrons. So last episode I set a little light goal and I said that it would open up all 5 of these, and I think that kind of doesn't matter now because I'm a bit of a derp. In my excitement I came over here and I thought, yeah, let's set them off right here, right next to our portal, and they're all together. There's a chance that one might destroy the others. Now, I don't know if I should open all 5 at once or one by one, but what I'm going to do is one by one, and you can leave a comment down below and let me know which way you thought would have been better. I'm hoping that we get something that isn't destructive and doesn't blow up the other ones, otherwise I've kind of spoiled this. Yeah, I should have thought that one through. There's probably a way to pick this back up as well, right? So the first one... Nothing? Was that actually a dud? Okay, oh... Right, I'm going to mine that diamond before some TNT falls out of the sky. Creepy noises. I've decided to set off 2 at once, peeps. Let's see what happens this time. Oh my goodness me, it could be very bad. So we've sort of lost one, or maybe not, because, yep, that one survived, I guess. Glenn is burning to death. We're going to open up the next 2 while Glenn tries to chase me down here. I don't know what the fate of those chance cubes are going to be. They might just get blown up. That would have been a giant chance cube as well, now that I think about it. We should really make a silk touch pendant and open one of those. So this is Wylids, and it looked like it was moving very fast. It does. This fella moves very fast. I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to come back and pick you up with a soul vial, although that might separate the 2 of them as well, right? What was going on over here? I wasn't paying any attention. So there is no silk touch pendant. You can't craft a chance cube. There's even this compact giant chance cube and a chance cube dispenser, but they don't have recipes. So this thing will never get to be a full chance cube, but we got a whole stash of these and we're going to open them up every episode. I reckon we'll do a couple in the beginning. So if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like. As always, thank you for your tremendous support, and I'll see you in the next episode of Hermit Skies. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.